Welcome back to this FE12 H4 Reverse Recruitment LTC. Last time we finished Prologues 1 to 4. Prologue 5 is a much bigger map. In order to clear in 2 turns, Chris needs to do a lot of work. Our Chris is at level 6 with 25 HP and 13 defense. This makes him rather tanky, but not invincible against those 22 to 23 attack barbarians. The idea is to let Chris equip the sword that was traded to him by Astrom in the last map. With weapon triangle advantage, the kill rate of the barbs is reduced by 20. If we further put Chris on the forest tile, then the displayed hit is lowered by another 10 to only about 60, making it likely for Chris to dodge and survive. In turn 1, Chris dodges and simultaneously crits the left barb who is closest to us. Other units stay out of enemy range, except for Barst, who moves to the bottom fort. Barst replaces Athena and joins at the beginning of the map. His stats are so good that he can one-round KO the barbs. He moves to the fort to bait the top barb away from Chris. I should point out that from the look of it, Barst can also be reached by the bottom and right barbs, as well as the thief. But this is not the case due to a hidden forest tile that is 2 tiles right of Barst. With this positioning, we can kill all 3 remaining barbs in turn 1 enemy phase. Chris just needs to dodge and crit once more. At the beginning of turn 2, we warmly welcome another new unit, the almighty Bentu, who replaces Merrick. I'm not joking, guys. Bentu actually has decent base stats in reverse recruitment, after factoring in the stats bonuses provided by his Firestone. The 15 might of the Firestone is also very good at this stage of the game. Let me just say that Bentu will have his fine moments in later prologue maps. Anyways, given our work in turn 1, turn 2 of this map is rather simple. Chris hits the boss to reach level 7 and will kill him in enemy phase with dodge. Level 7 Chris has 15 speed, so he doubles and cleanly kills the boss even if he rolls up to 11 speed as in this video. Also in enemy phase, the thief weakened by Chris will suicide on Michaelis. I plan to use Michaelis long term, so apart from the experience that must be given to Chris, I want to feed Michaelis as much as I can. The thief dies to Chris and Michaelis whenever he rolls down either HP or defense. I want to add that earlier in turn 1, Chris had to crit 2 barbs on top of dodge because at level 6, Chris only has 12 strength and 17 attack with Iron Sword. This means he can only reliably kill a barb that rolls down both HP and defense to 30 HP and 2 defense. The combination is a rare roll in my experience, so when rolling the map, I'm only looking for either the bottom barb or the right barb to have these stats. In the run, it is the bottom one. Before Prologue 6, we need to answer another question that determines whether we will fight Draug or Ogma next. Under normal play, it is better to answer no and fight Ogma, who will join us for Prologue 7 and 8. But under reverse recruitment, we would get Ogma's replacement, Marcellin, a knight that we don't need for the prologue. So this time we answer yes and fight Draug. Although Draug's replacement Ymir is also not very useful, given that we already have Michaelis and Barst. At least, Draug is a bit easier to beat than Ogma, as you will see. Prologue 6 is the first map that we can choose which units to deploy and which starting positions they should occupy. This is a very small map with 5 enemies and also 5 deployment slots, so we will one-turn the map by deploying 5 units that can each kill an enemy. Barst can kill either one of the 2 soldiers, whereas Bentu can one-shot the mage. The other soldier can be crit killed by Michaelis at 4% chance, and the archer can be crit killed by Astrom at 10% chance. Finally, Chris will crit kill Draug with the steel lance that he obtains from Lena in this map. Lena is the unit that replaces Cecile under reverse recruitment. With base D staff, she's going to be our primary healer for the majority of this run. The reason why Draug is easier to beat than Ogma is because of his lower luck. While generic enemies in FE12 have 0 luck, Prologue bosses that later join us actually have their base luck stat. At level 7, Cavalier Chris can at most have Searching skill, which translates into 6 crits. So against Draug, who has 3 luck, Chris has 3% chance to crit per hit, or about 6% chance to kill overall. On the other hand, Ogma has 5 luck and Chris cannot double him, so beating Ogma would require Chris to crit at 1% chance. It's also because of the luck stat that earlier in Prologue 4 we could not one-turn a map by crit killing Athena. Her 6 luck is just too high for Cavalier Chris. After we clear Prologue 6 in one turn, we face yet another choice for Prologue 7. Answering yes here leads us to fight Cain, and we'll get his replacement Elrian, who's a decent mage. If we answered no, we would fight Est and get her replacement Sirius. Sirius might be even better for the upcoming Prologue 8 due to his higher movement. But as far as I can tell, the Est map cannot be cleared in 2 turns like the Cain map. So we choose to fight Cain here and adapt later. In Prologue 7, we continue to deploy Chris, Michaelis, Astrum, and Barst, who need to reach certain level and stats benchmarks in preparation for Prologue 8. I'll talk about those benchmarks in a second. Nina is deployed in place of Bentu to increase the reliability of this clear, although Bentu would also work. Finally, Lena is given a chance to obtain some staff rank and experience. Given that we have strong units like Chris and Barst, 2-turning Prologue 7 isn't super difficult. In fact, it's the first map in the run that doesn't require any crit or dodge, and it will very likely be the only map of this kind. To clear reliably, we do need to roll the bottom knight to have 34 HP instead of 35, so that Barst can cleanly kill with Steel Axe. The top archer is rolled 20 attack instead of 21 for Nina to survive, and he also rolls 28 HP instead of 29 for Nina and Michaelis to kill with their D-rank weapons. With such a map roll, the 2-turn clear is rather straightforward. Let me instead look ahead slightly and talk about what I want my units to achieve before Prologue 8. In the previous video, I already mentioned that Chris needs to reach level 9. The importance of level 9 is that it enables Chris to reach 17 speed, which is just enough to double the 11 Sword Thieves in Prologue 8 when they roll Searching speed. Here we will see that Chris barely gets level 9.06 after chipping and killing Cain in turn 2. Chris is not the only one who needs levels. Michaelis must level up once and gain defense to survive a certain situation in Prologue 8. As mentioned, Michaelis has been fed quite some experience, so he has actually gained 2 good levels. But Astrum also needs to level up once and gain speed to reach 12 speed. This enables him to double the 8 speed mages that will show up. Due to my strategy in Prologue 5, Astrum did not fight at all there, so his experience is a bit lacking. It is only in this map that he barely gained a level. To my pleasant surprise, the level up is perfect. Finally, Barst also needs to get close to level up. Because Barst joined at level 10, it's more difficult for him to gain significant experience. But I managed to give him enough kills so that he will level up in Prologue 8 once he kills the thief there. That will turn out to be crucial as well. Anyways, as much as I'm excited, I don't want to give away too much about Prologue 8. Let me stop here and say that this time we completed Prologues 5 to 7 in 5 turns total. I'll see you next time for Prologue 8.